So, let's get into it. Today's video is about the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I picked this book up on Friday, and since then, I've read it 5 times. It's a quick read, so don't get, I'm not crazy or anything, but this book is filled with wisdom in like every single line. So it's one of those things where the more you read it, like every time you read it, you sort of pick up on a new line that's like, oh shit, like, really enlightening stuff. What are the 4 agreements? Number 1, eat ice cream. No, okay. Number 1 is to be impeccable with your word. So what does this mean? The entire book talks about your dream that you're living in and the dream that everyone else is living in, and how your thoughts, your words, and your actions together create your personal dream. Now, what's sad about this book that is revealed is through like this process of domestication, of growing up and being told certain things by your parents or the school system or your friends, our word becomes diluted with all of these other opinions and different details that accumulate into this dream that just is totally not under our control. It becomes basically the reality that other people put on us as opposed to something that we create ourselves. When you're impeccable with your word, you take into consideration literally every single word that you think and utter throughout the day. Every thought that you have from the moment you wake up has an impact on your actions leading after that. So if your first thought in the day is, and this is one reason why I don't check my phone first thing in the morning, a text from a friend that says, hey, check out this video, haha, very funny. You click on it, some BuzzFeed style video, or maybe a little drama from the weekend, like, hey, so-and-so said this. You're immediately going into the reactive mode. Now you have someone else taking their thoughts and their dream, their word, and they're inputting it into your reality, your dream. Let's say, you're a kid again, okay? And you are singing aloud in your house, and you don't realize it because you're kind of just enjoying yourself, having a fun time. But your parents, let's just say your mom is, she had a bad day at work. Maybe she hit traffic on the way home, and your dad is acting up and not cooperating, not cleaning up after himself. You're singing, you're having a great time, but you're singing so loud that your mother is just getting really irritated. And instead of, quietly telling you, honey, please, I've had a long day, please quiet down, I just want some quiet time tonight. Instead of saying that, or, I love you, honey, your voice is great, but please, I'd just like a night off, she instead fulminates and tells you, hey, quiet down, you have an ugly voice. My mom would never say anything like that to me, but you can imagine that an angry parent could say something like, you're not even good at singing, if in the heat of the moment they're having a really bad day. Imagine what this does to the child. They will go through the rest of their life thinking they are bad at singing just because one person's word impacted their dream. This to me is extremely powerful. Bullying in middle school, okay? So maybe some of you bullied in middle school, maybe some of you were the victim of bullying, and one day a kid tells you that you're fat, or maybe tells you that you're ugly. Well, as kids, we are so powerless to other people's word that a single poisonous word from someone else can literally impact our entire dream and our entire reality. To me, that's 1, really powerful, and 2, scary, but 3, also extremely promising, because that means that with your word, you can make a person's day. Well, you can also hurt a person's entire dream by using it the wrong way. Just for example, think Hitler, okay? Hitler used his word to create conflict and fear among millions of people and got millions of people to get killed or kill each other. On the other side, there's people like Mother Teresa or Gandhi, or I would hopefully say me, who are trying to spread positive vibes and use my word for good. How can you be more impeccable with your word, and how far can you take this? Well, one thing that I've talked about in prior videos is having a really strong morning routine and reading my principal mission statement before I go to bed and immediately the first thing when I wake up, and then also several times throughout the day. When you control the specific phrasing of the words that you're focusing on, like for example having a personal mission statement to revert throughout the day, you kind of sculpt your mind and your dream to live this reality in the moment and create it rather than being controlled by other people's dreams and other people's realities. So what happens is, and this I'll get into a little bit sciencey stuff here, and though I don't know a ton about it, if your brain, everyone's brain is very malleable to the different thought patterns that we consciously and subconsciously have. The more you think a certain thought, let's say you wake up every day and you say, I am a happy person. That is the first thing you say every day and the last thing you say, and maybe multiple times throughout the day. Your brain will literally carve a neurological pathway for this thought, I am happy. Pretty soon, that reality will just manifest itself. You can imagine if you're waking up and you're just saying that, and you're also conjuring up the emotion within you, your internal state will soon shift to happiness, and you live out the dream that you consciously wrote. So you can imagine how powerful that is, right? Like if you want to drive an Aston Martin DB9 or let's say BMW, the first thing you would do when you wake up, and again, multiple times throughout the day and before you go to bed, is picture yourself driving that car. Feel it. Feel the leather. Hear the sound of the motor as you're driving it. And soon enough, you will be taking action toward that step. Now, another application, this is like personal to me, I'm trying to create an impact with my YouTube channel. And I probably could be even doing a better job at this, but like when I wake up in the morning, I want to feel what it's like to have millions of people watching my videos. And from there, I create the energy I need to develop that. Again, where your focus goes, your energy flows. When you're impeccable with your word, your dream that you consciously create can so much faster manifest in reality than if you're just being controlled by domestication and societal influences. That sounded really like a mouthful, but okay, let's get into number 2. So number 2 is don't take anything personal. These 4 agreements are very simple, and I might as well say the next 2. The next 2 are don't make assumptions, and then always do your best. So, right, like be impeccable with your word. That one's a little bit elaborate, right? Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. They sound very elementary, but that doesn't mean that they're easy to apply. So that's why number 2 is really, really important. When you're trying to follow these agreements and you're doing it actively on a daily basis, you're gonna realize that you mess up. Okay, I messed up several times today. I didn't want to eat this, guys. I really meant, I bought yogurt yesterday, but I still had this in the fridge, so I was like, I'll kill it. My word was broken, okay? Like I strive to eat healthy so that I can have a positive influence on you guys and so that I can have a healthy body. Just because I gave in and ate the bowl of ice cream doesn't mean that I should feel bad and like feel guilty. What I learned from this law is that, or this agreement that is given to us throughout childhood, is that we create the most pain for ourselves. If you are bullied as a kid, it's never the bully's fault, it's always your fault. Because you are accepting that dream instead of living out your own. If someone came up to me today and was like, Arlin, your YouTube videos suck, that would be them trying to take their word and impose it over mine. But because I don't take it personally, I know that's a reflection of his reality and that, or her reality, and how they're feeling and the kind of negative energy that's in their dream. I'm just deflecting it and saying, okay, that's your dream. It's not a part of mine, but you can do what you want with yours, and I'm totally fine with that. My dream could be affected by that. If I were a little bit weaker and someone told me that, like I said earlier with the singing example, or as Hitler did with telling people to basically create mass killings. Other people's word can be taken personally. Don't take anything personally. Use your own word to create your own reality. And on the flip side of this, there's also another side of taking things personally, and that's compliments. If someone tells you from their dream, Arlin, your videos are awesome, I don't need to react to that. I don't need to take that personally. I already know my videos are awesome. This is like the ego we're talking about, right? Like, don't fuel the ego with negative or positive feedback. Number 3, don't make assumptions. This one's huge, probably one of the ones I struggle with the most, and everyone does struggle with this. So you're walking through the dining hall, you're walking down the street, you see a cute girl or a cute guy, whatever you're into, and she looks at you or he looks at you and then looks down and walks away. You could create, and people do this, I do this all the time, an entire story behind that small, tiny interaction. An assumption. What that assumption does is it impacts your dream. It impacts your word. As this person walks by your thoughts kind of come in. They say, oh, like, they thought that I was this, they thought that I was that. They noticed that my hair wasn't good today. They walked away because they weren't into me. Or even again, you could say, oh, that person was totally into me. That person was this, that person was that. The thoughts that come up from assumptions are useless across the board. Action is the only thing that matters. If you have the feeling like you should go talk to someone, go talk to them. This is what the 4 agreements pushes you toward. It pushes you toward action. It's not easy, okay? I mean, it's not easy at all. But thinking is easy. And thinking is the trap that we're put into on a daily basis. Mostly from the fact that we make assumptions. Kings is calling me. Yo, what's good? All right, word. I'm coming right now. Kings? Oh my God, you fucking suck. You are the worst,
You know
bro.
me. Let's get vlog.
Yeah, oh my God. Dude, you got me so bad. I was just in the middle of filming a little 8 a.m. video. I actually might want your opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh shit, I turned off the thing. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
We doing well.
Okay, cool.
8 a.m. gang's chilling.
Alright.
So today's video is about this book that I was reading.
Alright.
It's called The 4 Agreements, and they're basically 4 agreements to personal freedom.
Okay.
I think you're a pretty free guy, so
I would say so.
I'll skip the first 3, but I already explained them for the video. But the last one is very simple, and I think it's something you'll relate to.
Okay.
The last agreement, you getting this, guys? Always do your best. You got thoughts on that?
Always do your best. Man, let me see. Alright, well, I'll tell you something that my father told me. My father told me, and it always sticks with me for some reason. It's really simple, but for some reason it sticks with me. And it's anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I apply it in every single part of my life. So whether it be like the gym or videos or school, if I'm doing it well. I'm not half-assing anything. You feel me? If I feel like I'm half-assing anything, I just drop it. I drop it completely. So anything I do, I go hard, I go crazy, sleep less, eat more, whatever it is that you gotta do to get that thing done, go crazy. So do your best. Sound good.
So I'll just put a little bit insight on that. You want to hold this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have some fun with that. Yeah. So the second one is don't take anything personal. The third one is don't make assumptions. And the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. So I'll tell Kings a little bit more after this, or maybe he'll just watch the video to kind of see my thoughts on the first 3. But in collaboration, this last one is kind of like the cornerstone. So if you're always doing your best, then you won't judge yourself because you're putting your all into it. If you fail, you don't take anything personal. You don't make assumptions, which pushes you toward action.
Word.
And then number 3, you're developing your dream. This all probably sounds so whack. Because I just spent 20 minutes talking about it.
But it's real, man.
But yeah,
it's real.
So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys get that book. Honestly, this book's hot, and yeah, I guess hit that like button. Go sub to Kings.
Yes,
Sub to
sir.
me. And, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Ay, you get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it. Lil' mama a thot, and she got ass, that she gon' fuck up a bag. Pull up to the spot, living too fast, dropping the dope in the stash. In Italy, got too far.